All right. It is February 17th. Time is flying. I say that every week, but I think it's just because I'm getting older. Jody's like, it's not. Every day's going slow. So, okay, let's say a quick prayer and then we'll get going. I appreciate you all being on here. Lord, I just thank you for today. And even though it here in Texas, it's been a whirlwind of wind and fires, Lord, I do thank you for this day. And I pray for the safety of those that are all around us. And I pray that they can get these fires out and there's no structures that go down or anyone that's hurt through it. And Lord, I just continue to lift up Jody and her healing and just heal her quickly, but also give her discernment on how much she can do every day so that she feels like she can do what she needs to, but doesn't push her body harder than it needs to go. Lord, just guide her through that. And we just ask that you continue to heal her body. And Lord, we pray for Meredith as she had surgery on Friday and they did take her gallbladder out and it was pretty large. And so, Lord, I just pray that her pain level is much better today and that she's on the mend. And just thank you that she got through that safely. And Lord, just guide me tonight as we do this training and as we talk and as I share what I feel like you've led me to share. And I just pray that these ladies will get something from it. And Lord, I just thank you for you and all you do for us. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
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 Okay.
Hi there.
So so I will tell you next week would be a good week to be on meeting if you want to know more about my shop and how to track things
Mm.
and all the stuff. I'm going to really do a training on that next week and kind of tell you the things I've learned. I will tell you this that I had a long conversation with the lady from Mary Kay yesterday, and I felt like she was trying very hard to make sure that all my questions were answered and that I knew how to do stuff. She actually logged in on my Mary Kay in Touch, showed me on the screen how to do things. And I just felt like her attitude was, we want this to work for you, and we're aware of this, and we're aware of that, and we're working on this, and let me show you how to do this. And so I really appreciated that. And so I felt like that was good. So I'm going to really try to have great training in place for that because I learned quite a few things talking to her that I didn't know
Good.
about the system and then just how to track your My Shop orders correctly and all of that. So we're going to definitely talk about that next week, but you should be able to now, um, you should have all of your 20, if you entered your invoices into Mary Kay in Touch for your customers, if it's 2024 or 2025 data, it should all be there now. And the accomplishment sheets now do work. Um, Jody and I did figure out there was a time at the beginning that if it was a guest order, I could figure out who it was by going to the accomplishment sheet because the name was showing up there. Well, they took that away. So, but that's the other thing we're going to talk about next week is I've learned some different ways that we need to communicate with our customers on how to do those orders if they are even going to be doing My Shop orders and how that works for them and what they're seeing and how we can try to encourage them not to do it as a guest checkout because it's really easy to do it as a guest checkout. And so then you don't know at all what customer ordered that product. Or if it was just a random person that got on your website and ordered. So those are things we're going to talk about next week, and we're going to go through all the details. I'm going to try to have screens to show you all of that. I'm kind of compiling all that. And I did go ahead and buy Pink Office. I don't know. There are pros and cons. And my assistant and I have entered a bunch of tickets there. We've entered a bunch of tickets in the new Mary Kay in Touch. So I'm going to go through that too with you so you can decide what might work best for you. It does cost money to have Pink Office. Doesn't cost money to have Mary Kay in Touch. So we'll kind of go through that too. And I'll tell you the things I found that are good and bad about that. So you could make a educational, educated decision on that. But anyway, all that to say, you should be good to enter accomplishment sheets going forward. But does anyone want to share what their weekly sales were? I had written all mine down, but I didn't add them up. So let me add them up right quick.
I had two.
Okay. I did do, I will tell you one thing I did. I had told Jody about it, and I still don't, really know what I'm doing, but I had gone through the training with Miranda, who, Miranda is going to be the speaker on Wednesday night if you want to have any guests on the event that's at 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. She's going to be the guest. So I'm going to try to get some guests on. I mean, she's going to be the speaker. So I'm going to try to get some guests on that Zoom because I just think it's a good pull for people. I don't know what all she's going to talk about, but it is related to color and Mary Kay. And so I just feel like it'll be good. So that is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And I did put the invite and the Zoom ID and password and everything on our Oceans Bright Stars page. So I sold $366. I just added it up last week, but I had one facial that was over $200 because I tried to do a color analysis on her with all the drapings and everything, which is the first one I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And she is a customer I have had on beige in 150 for a long time. Like I probably had her on that color for years. Sometimes she gets darker in the summer, and so we put her on beige in 190. Looks good on her, looks great. But when I actually did the color analysis on her, I felt like she was a winter. So I decided to put her in a different foundation color to see what would happen. And we put her in beige C170. It was amazing. Her face looked so good. And it wasn't like that it looked bad. Like we even did beige N150 on one side and the beige C170 on the other, but she just looked so much brighter. And then when we put the colors on her that I thought was a winter with that foundation, it was amazing. So, and really the first step to any color analysis is really trying to figure out the undertone, which we already try to do that with our foundation matching. So that is really the first step, is really trying to understand undertone. And so I would encourage you to do that as you do foundation matching on people. And we're going to have an opportunity to do that a lot in May because our foundations are going to change in May and there's going to be new numbers. And so it's going to be a great time to get in front of your people. I see you put your numbers in there. Jody had a $313 week, which it's been really great for
Wow.
Jody. She hasn't been getting out outside her house a whole lot, and her customers have been buying and coming by and picking it up, which is a really great thing. That's what happens when you've built your customer base up, and then when you got to take a little time to not drive as much.
Oh, I would
um,
have got that for you.
so anyway, um, that is good. So that's a good week. That's a good week. So I'm going to go ahead and let Dawn do a little product knowledge tonight, and then I have a couple of treats for you, I think. So we'll see. Okay, Dawn, go right ahead.
All right. Well, I chose to want to talk about our gel eyeliner and our waterproof liquid eyeliner. And so when I was looking at the product fact sheets, it was interesting on some things that are on both product fact sheets that sound very similar. And then, I especially took note of the difference. So I was kind of approaching this from the perspective of what if I'm sitting in front of a customer and we're having a color appointment and they ask me, what would you recommend, the liquid eyeliner or the gel eyeliner? So it's kind of good to make sure we can speak to the differences between those two, right? So I'm going to read the power statements, and each power statement had three things, and for each, I'm going to leave out the one statement that would give away which eyeliner it is. So I want you guys to guess. You have to be interactive with me. That's one of the things I want to start with. So this particular eyeliner says that it's pencil precise, therefore very easy to apply, and it's liquid intense. Now, before you try and answer which one that is, let me give you the two from the other one. Intense color and liquid precision. So which one is which right now so far with what I've told you? You want me to repeat it?
Oh,
Y'all are on mute.
oh yeah, go ahead, Debbie.
I say the first one is the gel and the second one is the pencil.
You're correct. You're correct.
I was
So
going to be wrong.
I was too. I was going to say the opposite.
go
Okay.
Jody. And
So,
okay,
so the gel, you get that pencil
precise.
precision with the brush.
Right. And what they talk about with the expandable brush from the gel eyeliner is that you can either make it real thin by using the tip in the way that you position the brush, but because it's also flat, you could turn it and create a thicker line. So you've got flexibility. I would be telling a customer, depending on how you like to wear your eyeliner in terms of thickness, this is what you need to know about the applicator, the expandable brush that comes with the gel eyeliner, right? So now I will start from the top with that product. It's also said, well, let me ask you, I love to ask another question. So if our customer is not so experienced with eyeliner and we want to get them comfortable, which of the two eyeliners would you recommend they use based on ease of using either one of those?
I typically say the pencil and not the
Okay.
gel.
The pen? No, I'm not talking about the pencil. It's either I'm only talking right now about the waterproof liquid eyeliner
Yeah,
and
that's
the
what I
gel
meant.
eyeliner.
The liquid pen is the one I'm saying is easier than the gel.
Okay. Deb or Jody, do you want to weigh in on that? What's going on with you guys with muting and unmuting?
I know it's an issue tonight for all of us.
I'm muted. Now I'm unmuted. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Now I'm unmuted. Okay.
Okay.
I would think that the pen would also be the best one because I don't know. I used to do like a gel or like a water one a long time ago, and I felt like my hand like would shake and you'd get like this a little bit. So I don't know. I think it'd be easier to with the pen, but you could do the same thing with your pen and go. I don't know.
Jody, you're muted.
Jody said this. She said the same thing in the chat. She said the same
Oh, I'm
thing.
not looking
Yep.
at chat on mine,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can't.
I'm just telling you. Yeah.
Okay.
She said
Okay, well, ironically, the company said that for a less experienced person, the gel eyeliner is recommended. It's easier than than the thin tipped liquid eyeliner. And we know our other regular waterproof eyeliner is the easiest ones to work with, but I wasn't talking about that one. So between the two, again, just something to know.
Huh.
People think that thin little tip and the way you work with the liquid, or the company thinks that would be a little bit harder than the gel eyeliner. So, okay, so it's creamy in formula, as we should know. It glides on, it dries quickly. Back to the power statement, it can be applied right and it'll be pencil precise, liquid intense, and gel smooth. That's what I didn't want to tell you earlier. We talked about the expanded brush that can be used in two ways. If you only apply with the tip, you're going to get a fine line look. And if you use the flat side, it's going to be thicker and more dramatic. Again, it's described as intense color. It has intense color payoff, and it is transfer resistant on the gel eyeliner. I didn't know that, but a customer might wonder about that. So we can say it because the product fact sheet sort of has that. Well, definitely has that on there. So just lastly on the liquid eyeliner pen, the power statement again says it has intense color, it's waterproof protection, obviously, and liquid precision. It is formulated with high purity carbon black pigment for high impact color. So, I think for sure both of those do offer a nice dark black final look.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Go ahead. Oops. Uh-oh.
What happened?
Okay, now I am.
Okay.
There,
Okay, yeah, ask again.
there. Yeah. Sorry. Hey, I was going to ask you because I hardly ever sell black because I just don't show it. And I think sometimes people, it depends on the person, but if they're very young, they like the black. And I try to get them away from that because I think black is more harsh. Do you think that with the younger people?
Well, what I would just respond in general is the black, though, if it's worn right, and especially on younger people, I would think they good for them that they can pull it off. The older people have to be careful if the black is
Right. Yeah.
applied wrong
Right.
and looking too harsh. And then with this
Mhm.
whole color wheel and seasons and all that, according to Heather, I believe, well, the experts, uh, black should only be worn by people who are winter season.
Mhm, mhm.
That's what's
Mhm.
being
Okay.
promoted by Heather, I think, and I'm not sure if Lori Hogue has that same outlook on black as it ties to a person's season.
Yeah, I never wear black, but I'm 70, so I think that's too harsh. But I love to wear, the navy. I think it
Mm,
just gives you a little color to your face and it's not so dark for
mhm,
myself.
See, I feel like when I wear the navy, I like it. I love how intense it is, and I feel
Mhm.
like the final effect on me with the navy is that both of them look very strong, and I have to feel like I want the strong look with my eyes that night. And of course, it depends on the eyeshadow. So everyday look I have switched to brown just based on
Okay.
what the trained experts say,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
So I'm a little more, what's the word? Particular when I am going to wear the black or the blue.
Okay.
mhm,
Yeah. I just don't wear black. I think it's too harsh for and
mhm.
my eyes are small and my left eye closes a little. It's not as wide open. And I think if I put the black on there, that just makes it worse for
Yeah,
myself. So
yeah, I
I
think
think
it
it's
is for
there.
some people.
Yeah.
My daughter was wearing the black eyeliner pen all the time, and when she had her um like thing with Miranda, because she's a summer and she's light blue eyes and blonde hair, Miranda told her to stop wearing black.
Yeah.
So
Well,
she's tried to switch to um brown, and then she liked the copper that we had that was limited edition, and she has blue eyes, and so that copper does kind of look good on her. So
mm,
I don't know. But there are some young people that are really good with that gel eyeliner and they like it. And so
mhm.
anyway,
Yeah.
thank you for that. That was helpful, Dawn. I haven't really thought about those too often lately, and now I kind of want to play with the gel more. Not that I will wear black very much, but I kind of want to play with it more because I've always considered it harder to use. But I
I'm just
do
a
think
color
too,
person.
it lasts forever too. I feel like the jar,
Hmm.
So, but that was really good comparison for sure. So, really good. Thank you very much. Debbie, do you want to do product knowledge next week?
Yeah,
Do you
that'd
plan
be
on being
great.
on?
Yeah,
Okay. You
I
can
will
think
be.
about what you want to do. Last week we did the MK Min line. Um, and so if that kind of helps you,
Oh,
I need to like write down all that we've done. But I always like relearn things, even if it's a product we've done. It's good. Like this is a good reminder to me. So now I want to go play with eyeliner, So it's good.
okay. Did
So,
anybody do the? I'm sorry. Did anybody
oh, go
do the
ahead.
Did anybody do the barrier yet? Yeah, they did a couple weeks ago. The new barrier.
I think I did it just when it came out. Did we do it again since then?
I don't know,
Mm-mm.
but it only came out what a month and a
Yeah.
half ago, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. A
So
few
there's
months
other
ago.
things. I'll check everything out then. And
Okay.
we did the clinical different things too.
Yeah.
The full
Yes,
clinical
you did
ones.
that.
So
Yeah.
there's lots of things. I'll
So,
check it out.
okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Um, so what I wanted to show y'all tonight, I had two things, but I'm going to go with this first and we'll see if we have time for the second thing. Because it could be something that could be a different night. But did anyone get on the training last week that Janice Trude had with Linda Toupin? You
Oh,
did?
no, no.
Okay. Okay. So it was quite good. And I watched the whole thing today. And I want to show you a piece of it. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. But it was really helpful to me because I don't know. I think we've all struggled a little bit with, okay, do I do social media? Do I not do social media? I feel uncomfortable with social media. How does that work? Who should I be recruiting? Should I be recruiting people my age, or should I try to recruit people younger age? I think we've all thought a little bit and trying to figure out, what's my target market and all of that stuff. But you can go back and watch the whole thing if you go to Janice Trude's Facebook page, but I want to show you a portion of it tonight because I thought it was really, really good. And I think that kind of helps us. And it also gave me a new perspective. After I talked to Mary Kay yesterday and I was on the phone with them, and I just felt really like they were trying to help us, because these changes have been somewhat hard. And then hearing her talk a little bit about, and she talks about it more at the front end of the thing. I'm not going to tell you. She lists books that she thinks that we all should read. And I can post that on our Botions Bright Stars. But I just thought it was really good. And you know how Linda Toupin, she doesn't mince words. So I wanted to just share a portion of what she trained on. And then if you want to go back and watch the whole thing, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see here. Okay.
I want to go over with you about how, if I were you right now, okay, if I was starting all over, what would I do? What would my strategy? I think more like a man than a woman. So I'm more of a strategist than a feeler, okay? I'm not a feeler, I'm a thinker. And so strategy is very, very important in this business. Feeling is very important when you're sitting with a woman and you're listening and you touch her hand and you empathize and you sympathize. That's when feeling is very, very important. But as a businesswoman, when you're in your office, when you're on a call like this tonight, when you are literally running a company, because I saw some new people in here tonight, you're the president, you're the vice president, secretary, treasurer, and PR person. So you're completely in charge. Then that's when you become very analytical and you become very strategic. So the first thing I would say to all of you is that I'm jealous.
Sorry.
Without touching their
it
nose.
does do.
Most people waste money on fixes and still end up sleeping.
It does.
I would give anything
ads
to trade my $8 million to start all over again and be you with whatever customer base you have, no matter how small. Because you have been born in an amazing era. Do you know at the tip of my finger? Look at your finger. Look at your finger. Do you know with the tip of your finger, I can change the temperature in my house? My grandmother and great-grandmother had to go chop wood and burn fires and work all day to change the temperature in their house. Do you know that I do laundry with the touch of a button? My great-grandmother worked all day to do that laundry. Do you know that literally a woman took her finger the other day and scanned my body for cancer? We live in the most amazing time. Do you know what else is at the tip of your finger? The power to eliminate distractions. The power to control what you listen to, what you let in your life, what you let your eyes see and your ears hear. You can swipe. You can wiggle that little app until it deletes. You can block. You can unfollow. You can literally control your mind with the tip of your finger. You are in this incredible age where I had to drive 60,000 miles a year because I didn't know whether or not she was going to be there if she didn't answer her phone. And today you have a million ways to communicate. I am jealous of all of you. You are in the best time ever. I have posted 2 articles in here. You may have to scroll back up, or Janice or somebody may be able to find them and dump them back in here again.
Do you want me to screen share them, Linda?
Not necessarily. That'll just take time. That'll just take time. Thank you. The Wall Street Journal. Okay, go ahead. That'd be fun. The Wall Street Journal last October posted an article that said, let me see. Okay, here we go. The title was "We're Not Dead Yet." But as a strategic businesswoman, you need to know what this article says and write this down. If you guys are taking notes, hopefully you're taking notes. Hopefully you are literally sitting in business attire. Hopefully you are sitting with a notebook and an ink pen and you're prepared to grow tonight. I hope that you come to training prepared to grow. 70% of all the wealth in America belongs to people over 55. Now that is actually incorrect. I just looked it up tonight. It's 72%. 72% of all the wealth in America belongs to people over 55. So, okay, if I'm you and I'm just starting, who in the world am I going to target? The people who have all the money. The second article, Janice, if you want to share it, was a recent article.
Okay, I'll find that one.
It's okay. It was called Entrepreneurs, the Hottest Entrepreneurs, I think, or something along those lines. Yeah, the new age of entrepreneurship is 70 to 79. This is Wall Street Journal, just in the past, I think, 2 months, 3 months. Okay, thank you, Janice, for that. We can go back to this. Okay, so let's talk about strategy for a second. All right, I don't care if you're on here and you're 18 years old or you're 88 years old. You need to be smart when you run your business. First of all, you got to know who has money and who don't have money. And if they don't have money, then you have to find the people who have a work ethic who wants to earn money. All right. So if I'm you, I'm going to target people over 55 because they have the money. So that's the grandma. But I want to meet the 18-year-old. So how am I going to meet the 18-year-old? I'm going to go through the grandma. The grandma has the money. She can buy the product. She will introduce me to her daughter who will buy the product. And they will introduce me to the 20-year-old who doesn't have any money, but she may have fire and she may have grit and she may have a work ethic and she has a will to win and she has energy. All right. So play your cards right. You start with grandma. Grandma's got the money. The mom is going to support the grandma and the granddaughter is going to support her mom. So one of the things you want to really highlight in your business right now is multi-generational parties. Everybody knows I teach this, so they're constantly tagging me on social media with all their multi-generational parties. The grandma, the mom, and the granddaughters. They're all lined up. And that's who you want to recruit. You don't recruit just one. You recruit all three. You recruit all three generations. So that's your first strategy. Now, notice the second article in the Wall Street Journal said that the hottest entrepreneurial market is women and men over 70. Okay, this is the first time in American history this has ever happened. It's because they're healthier. We are healthier. Like I am as healthy today as I would think, you know, in my 70s as women would have been maybe in their 40s a few years ago. Okay, so what we see now across America is people who are like, I want a side gig. I want extra money. I'm not done yet. You know, retirement has its limits of fun. Okay. And so again, who would you target? So I have a very interesting market for this. There is a world full of former Mary Kay consultants. Do you know this? There's probably 3 million alone in America. They love Mary Kay. I would gamble that 95% of the former Mary Kay people who used to do Mary Kay that don't do Mary Kay today would say, I love being in Mary Kay. But something happened. They got a divorce. They had a kid. Somebody died. Something happened. Their life changed. People's lives change every 6 months.
Sorry.
My daughter has the number 4 unit in the United States. 2 of her top 10 came in the past 2 years. Former Mary Kay consultants. They're in their late 50s, early 60s. Who has all the money? They loved Mary Kay back in the 1990s when they were 20-something. Life happened. And they're like, I love Mary Kay. I miss getting dressed up. I miss going to seminar. Like I haven't had a reason to buy a gown since 1995. Okay. And guess what? They don't need a lot of training. They know inventory is important. They buy inventory. They know how to work. They know how to do a facial. They know how to do a party. And they show up for everything. So if I was starting my business today, even if I was 18 years old, who am I targeting? The people who have the money. They're going to bring me their daughters, and their daughters are going to bring me their granddaughters. I'm going to conquer all those dragons and slay them before they breathe fire. I work with a group of Mary Co-Give directors, and I do a newsletter for them. And I added a page this month I want to share with you. Okay. I asked the directors and names of their consultants who had parties in January. Now, almost all these people live in the Midwest where we couldn't get out of our house in January. Like literally, we could not get out of our house. It's the worst winter we have had in forever. I want to read you some numbers because if I'm going to grow you and I'm going to help you run a company and be grounded and centered and principled and calm, you better be able to pay your mortgage, right? Okay, listen at these numbers of these parties in the worst month of the year when people couldn't get out of their house. Party totals, $1,407, $1,217, $1,099, $900, $790, $754, $625, $556. It goes on and on and on. This little girl down here, I know this little girl down here. She's 18. 18. Been in the company 5 months. $1,741. Who hosted the party? Her grandma. Who did she invite to the party? Her grandma's friends who have all the money. Okay? That little girl the same week had a $954 party with her friends and their mothers. This girl right here was in Mary Kay in the 1990s. She was still hanging out in Mary Kay, not doing very much, got excited and thought, I ain't done yet, and brushed up her starter kit and learned how to get back out there and do a facial. She's on there for a $545 facial. You want to pay your mortgage? Go be with people. So I want to talk about this really strongly with all of you tonight, because you need to understand trends and you need to understand where the world is going, what works now and what's not going to work in the future, and you need to be prepared for it. All right. Now, in 2008, my good friend Vicki called me one day and she said, Linda, are you going to do this Facebook thing? Because that's when Facebook really got started, 2008. And I said, this is what I said. You know that sound you make out of the back of your throat when you're, got phlegm in the back of your throat? You go like that. I made that sound. And I rolled my eyes and I said, no, I'm not doing that Facebook thing. And she said these words. She said, Linda, if you don't go to Facebook and lead people, no, she said, Linda, if you want to know where your consultant and customers are going to be, they're going to be on Facebook every night. And if you don't go there and lead them, they'll find a different leader. And I was like, oh, okay. But here's what you need to hear me say. When I opened Facebook in 2008, write this down. I looked at Facebook. I knew enough about it to know how dangerous it was. And I said, I will use you and you will never use me. I will use you, but you will never use me. I use Facebook to honor my people. I use Facebook to honor my customers, to honor my consultants, to highlight them in front of their family and friends. I use Facebook for groups. The moment you scroll, Facebook uses you. It eats up your life. It destroys your mind. It makes you compare. You feel less than. Facebook is a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Jamie Haynes
Oh,
opposes
sorry.
President Trump's school choice agenda, and Haynes said she opposes property tax relief. No surprise, Haynes' company backed nearly $200 million in new debt, sending property taxes soaring. Jamie Haynes, she's with the liberals.
This adorable AI companion puppy
sorry.
is quickly
I
becoming
can
the
skip
most
it.
popular Christmas gift of 2025.
I would tell you most of what you're seeing there is smoke and mirrors. People look successful, but when you dig down deep, they ain't. You can look successful and not be successful. It's smoke and mirrors. Should you use social media to help you in your business? Of course. People at my church found out I sold Mary Kay. Okay. But I'm not going to spend my life there because it will not use me. The moment you scroll, the moment you go to the feed, you're being used. And every minute you spend there looking at other people's lives, looking at their businesses, looking at all that smoke and mirrors is a minute that you spend away from the women that God would have put in your life had you gone and done a facial or a party and met with people. So let's talk about trends. Let's talk about where the world is going. We have just entered the era of AI. If you think it's bad now, hang on to your seat. All right. Now, let me speak to technology. Technology can be used for good and it can be used for evil. Facebook can be used for good. It can be used for evil. TikTok can be used for good. It can be used for evil. It's whoever's hands it's in. Nuclear energy can power a city and electricity, or it can destroy the world. It's all in the hands of the user. My son is a pediatric neurologist. His entire world has changed because of AI in a positive way. They are finding cures for diseases and DNA structure that they can prevent from ever happening because of AI. In the right hands, it's a miracle. In the wrong hands, it's evil. So I will use you, but you will not use me. And that has to be your attitude about everything. So here's how this affects your Mary Kay business. I want you to think about the last time you tried to get somebody on the phone to help you. Maybe it was an electric bill. Maybe it was a company you ordered from and you're like, I just want to talk to somebody. Just want to talk to somebody. I just need to talk to somebody, right? And it wanted me to like punch a number. And then I punched the number and it wanted me to punch another number. And then I eventually got to a place that wanted me to talk to a chat box. And at some point, I'm screaming, I just want to talk to somebody. Just talk to me. Okay. We are at the beginning of AI. I had my Facebook hacked 3 years ago. They erased me, just erased me. Facebook was controlled by AI. You will never talk to a human at Facebook. All right. All I wanted, I kept saying, I'll give you $10,000. I'll give you $10,000. Just answer the frickin' phone. Okay. What was I saying? What is humanity saying right now? I want what I cannot have. So if you think AI controls things now, just wait till the future. So what does that tell you as a businesswoman? What women will want? I don't want to click one more link. I don't want to have no personal interaction. I want a woman who knows my name. I want a woman to actually sit down with me and help me. I want to order products from a human that texts me back. I want to order product from a woman who answers her phone and knows my mama just died. The world will hunger that at a level beyond belief. You are at the right place at the right time. Don't be separating yourselves from humanity. You invite. We are the only, I wished I was in charge of the building in Dallas. You know what our motto would be? We're the only makeup company in the world that wants a relationship with you. That would be my motto. We are the only company in the world that wants a relationship. So guys, is that what you're saying at your parties? Is that what you're saying at your facials? Is I want a relationship. When you buy my products, you get me. You get me, a real person who answers her phone, who answers her text, who cares about your kids, who is invested in you. So that's the future. Now, let me tell you the trends that are happening. You wouldn't know it by the world today, but it pays to be informed. In January, I think it was the January 2nd Wall Street Journal article, they listed the #1 resolutions for 2026. For the first time ever,
men over 60 should not be running, lifting, or crunching. There's a smarter way.
it wasn't alcohol. I'm going to quit drinking so much. It wasn't smoking. I'm going to quit smoking. It wasn't exercise. I need to lose weight. You know what it was? The #1 resolution by people in America was, I'm going to limit social media. I'm going to limit scrolling. People in business will tell you social media has already ran its trend. It's on the downward slide. I pulled up a couple of big charts tonight before I got on here. The only demographic that hasn't had a steep drop in social media is people over 65. It's because they just now figured it out, probably. Okay. Every other demographic is on the downward slide. My children are in their 30s. My daughter has a social media because it's her job, but she has no personal page. My son would like vomit before he had a personal page, and my daughter-in-law rarely uses it. They're in their 30s. You have to understand the future. Social media is a thing. It can definitely help you, but I would not be trusting my life with it. That's all I'm going to say. Plus, it's the most unhealthy place on earth you could ever hang out, literally. Okay, so now let's talk about you, and I will wrap this up and we'll take a few questions. I just want you to know that what people are going to crave in the future is deep and meaningful relationships. It is what they're hungry for now. All the statistics tell you that people are the loneliest they've ever been in their life. And that is why there's $1,700 parties and $1,500 parties, is because they want companionship. They want to be with people. Okay. If you can't get to her physically, obviously this is a good alternative, but it's not the best alternative. Would it be better if I was sitting in a room with you tonight? Would it be better if I was sitting across the table from you tonight? Of course. It would be 1,000,000 times better. That's the same with a facial. It's the same with a party, guys. So deepen your relationships with your customers. That's the future. Now, I'm going to ask you a series of questions about yourself. There was a game on television Sunday. Some of you watched it, some of you didn't. It was called the Super Bowl, where they take a football and they go up and down the field. Ask yourself, how many hours a week do you think they spend watching games and plays? They have spent thousands of hours watching themselves play the game, because that's the only way they're ever going to get better, is watching themselves play. So I'm going to ask you some questions. How many hours have you stood in front of the mirror or turned your camera around and recorded your class opening? How many hours have you practiced your class closing? In very bold letters on your notes tonight, I want you to write the words, Mary Kay is a skills-based business. Mary Kay is a skills-based business. If I woke you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and said, do your one-on-one consultation, what are the questions you ask on a one-on-one consultation? From a dead sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, you should be able to answer that question. See, the reason your business gets jerked around with your emotions is because it's not skills based. If I'm in a good mood, I will figure it out. If I'm not in a good mood, I'm not going to do it. Then you're not a professional. You're not serious. You're not planning on making your mortgage payment. I'm planning on you making your mortgage payment. And if you're going to make your mortgage payment, you better know the words. You better memorize the words. Do you know the DISC system? If you say to a girl, tell me about yourself, and she tells you about her kids, what's her personality style? Do you know what she likes? Do you know what her fear is? Do you know what she'll buy, what she won't buy? Do you know why she'll recruit? If you ask a girl, like, tell me about yourself, and she says, what exactly do you want to know? Do you know her behavioral style? Do you know how to react to that? Do you know why she'll buy and why she won't buy? This is a skills-based business. You will spend your life learning the skill of people. Lipstick goes here, blusher goes here, eyeshadow goes here. Done. That's not what you're studying. You're studying humans. You're studying yourself. You're studying time management, money management, attitude management, healthy boundaries. That's what you're studying. And that is what's going to make you, my goal for tonight was to be grounded.
Watch what magnesium.
All right, we're gonna stop. Okay, that was really kind of the end. That was the main part I wanted y'all to hear. I thought it was really good. It made me think, because I've questioned myself with my customer base and their age. And so then that made me feel like it's a really good that I have a lot of people my age. That made me feel better about that. But it made me realize the strategic planning of doing the multi-generational, which I know we've all done some of that, but I thought we can focus more on that. And I've struggled a lot with Facebook, and I still don't know the exact answer of how I want to handle all that, but I do think she made a lot of valid points. And I think her point about AI and people wanting, personal touch, that is something that we offer. And I would say that the majority of my clients that are my most, loyal customers are those people that I've sat down with them and helped them, with their makeup and with their skincare. And, I think we feel like there's a little bit of a rub because we've got this new system where people can just order and not talk to you if that's what they want. And I think it's okay that we have that ability, but I think this is what I'm realizing through this whole new My Shop is I got to talk to my customers one-on-one, and I got to figure out how they want to order, and they need to know the best way to do it. And if they are going to go to My Shop, I need to tell them how to do it. And so I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it's like trying to figure all that out, but I really think she made some valid points. What did you guys think?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
The irony is, I last week had the attitude like, I'm not interested in Linda Toupin for whatever no good reason. And then tonight I'm sitting here going, oh my God, I'm so happy to see her and hear her talk. And I loved every bit of what she had to say. Like, I'm going to go out to, you said, Janice has stuff on her Facebook page. You last week said she had a YouTube channel. So I went out to Janice Trude's YouTube channel and I wanted to see the girl from last Thursday. I listened to it. I was on, but I wanted to hear it all over again. And so all of Janice Trude's Wednesday, Thursday recordings are out there on her YouTube.
Mm-hmm. That's where I bought this Linda Toupin one. Yeah. So you can go back and watch, because she talks in the beginning about some other things that are really good. I just really wanted y'all to hear this part, but you can go back and listen. Yeah, you can go back and listen. And there's been times that I've been a little bit like, oh, I don't know if I want to hear Linda right now. She's retired or whatever. But did you hear what she's doing? She's reading Wall Street Journal. She knows what the trends are. She knows what's happening in the world. And that should be how we base our strategy of what we're doing. And I think it's easy to get confused because we have so many things hitting us. But I thought what she said was really valuable. And so I think it's something for us to consider as we move forward getting customers and as we work with our customers and all that. For sure. Did you want to say anything else, Debbie? Oh, I think
I can't. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. See if it works.
Okay. What I wanted to say is that I'm glad to hear that over 55 people, the age of over 55 people, felt like I was a minority and that I was like going to do okay, but not great because of that. But what I do is I was going to Walmart, and hanging around and maybe going to Walgreens and stuff because I thought maybe better people would be in Walgreens and stuff. And I didn't realize that I should dress up a little more and I should look the part. I not just dress. I'm going to church to dress up and walk around and talk to people and talk to the managers of the stores. And I started to figure out I'm going to do fundraisers. And I want to be able to talk to those kind of people. And I would like to talk more about fundraisers. And I would like to talk a lot more about color because that's the trend now. And I got a customer, possibly a customer, just yesterday because I started telling about her color. I just happened to look at her and I'm just a chatterbox. And I said, "You're a winner, aren't you?" And she and her friend said, "I told you you were a winner."
Mhm.
And stuff. And I started telling her, I said, "You should wear," and I had a blouse that I held up. I said, "I'm a winter also." And I held up and she said, "See, it washed me out." I said, "Your cheeks turned pink and gave you some color." And she
Mm.
said, "Really?" And that girl said, "You just got a $200 lesson for nothing."
Yeah.
And I thought, yes, you did. But you know what? I think the color is the thing that's in now. And I do think that people that they're older, a lot of them do not know anything about color or what they should wear. I wear mostly what I like, but I did color a long time ago. And I know what I can wear and what I can't wear. But I was into it big time with all the all the clothing patches and stuff. So I want to work on that more and figure out exactly what to do so that I can put that on my page that's what I do to come and talk to me about your color. Do you know what your season is and stuff? And I was glad to hear about the fact that they were over 55 was the people that you go to.
Yeah. Yeah, for
That's
sure.
who I've been going to.
Yay. Dawn, did you have something else?
I just wanted to share a positive experience that connects with some of Linda's message. So one of my Super Bowl winners was a 21-year-old girl who was a friend of a brand new customer of mine. And so I was intentional about telling her, we really need to have a chat. And we were on the phone for 20 minutes yesterday with me going full circle with just understanding everything about her, like what she's doing with her life right now. She just finished school. She's starting this career path, to talking about what she does and doesn't know about Mary Kay and then skincare and color. She didn't even know how she was going to use her gift card. So it tied into the personal connection, and she was happy to allow me to put her on my mailing. She gave me all her contact details. She's really excited that I'm going to introduce her and walk her slowly through skincare. So it's like was the best interaction with her. She lives in New York, right? So I'm going to be mailing her out a bunch of samples, but and we're going to I just found out so much information, and it was the wisdom to want to get on the phone with her and have a conversation, not just going back and forth through Messenger or texting, which we had minimal communication and not even a full introduction because she was a friend of a friend that I wanted that participated on the Super Bowl board. So we are just at the tip of the iceberg. And again, I am absolutely excited to keep layering her. She was so attentive, so what's the word? Plugged in, wanted to hear a lot of what I had to say about Mary Kay, and I just can't wait to continue on having this brand new relationship that I'm very excited about.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you said she's in her 20s?
She's 21.
Oh,
I'm
21?
sitting here with
Yeah.
all my notes on her, and She told me she primarily just was a tinted moisturizer type girl, mascara occasionally, a little bit of highlighter, and sometimes lips. And then
Yeah.
I got to ease into talking about skincare and just there's so many things that I got to easily share about Mary Kay, about me, about the broader. So I will have no problems inviting her to work with me, on so many things. And as well as her friend, she's the young girl that watched the video and gave all that good feedback in the survey. So
Yeah.
Lexi.
Yes.
So
Yay.
I guess we can't be surprised by the young ones. We can't
Yeah.
assume that we know everything about their habits and all of that. It just came right back to having a one-on-one conversation, knowing what we should know, and knowing how to just start to introduce and build the relationship. It's those two have proven out all of that we
Yeah.
have been trained on in Mary Kay, that's the way you need to do it. Who knew I would be so excited about these two 21-year-olds that are brand new customers to mine?
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. Yeah, that's awesome. And Debbie, we're really glad to have you back.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm glad to be back. It was very exciting.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, I'll let y'all go because it's 7 o'clock. So I kept us kind of late, but I wanted y'all to hear that. And hopefully we have some people on tomorrow night with Janice Trude's thing at 8 p.m. For
Yeah,
Miranda.
I two, possibly three.
Oh, good.
Also, I went back and watched the girl from last Thursday. She's pretty impressive. If you watch hers, it was only 18 minutes, basically
Yeah,
doing
okay.
the life story, and she was the recruiting one.
Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to go back and look at that one too.
I loved it. I'm so glad I wanted to go back and pick up on some things that I knew I had gotten slightly distracted or whatever. I'm like, I want to hear this, with full concentration from beginning to end.
Yeah. Oh, good. I am gonna keep plugging into this Janice True thing. I said we'll do it for 90 days and see, but I think we're getting it. We're starting to get it. So I'm planning on keeping this going for sure. I think she's bringing in some great people. So I'm just gonna try to plug in more guests and stuff, but I think some of
Well,
the training is good.
and even when we don't have guests on the live, the fact that if we like what was recorded and what was presented, the fact that we could go out and grab that from her YouTube channel,
Yeah,
you
you
know?
can.
So that's why I wanted to make sure I'm plugged in, because who knows when I'm going to want to use one of those or invite somebody to watch it.
Because it fits with that person. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good idea for sure. So, all right. Well, I will let y'all go. Thank you for being on. Thank you for doing product knowledge. And that was helpful. And I want to go try the highlighters now. So anyway, all right. Well, have a good rest of your week for sure.
Did Stephanie register for career conference?
Okay. The last I